It's like that's some big. That's big brain right there. Yeah, it just makes it so like there's a lower chance of I can still have my hydration, and there's a lower chance of it spilling. Mm-hmm. There's always, yeah. And then you got to wait for it to for the lava inside to cool off. Hmm.
That would melt. I have to cook it for 1 minute. Anything past 1 minute, it would just burst.
It's just death to everything. Hmm.
As it should be.
There we go. That was interesting.
That's one fewer possibility that things will run afoul for us again.
Come forth.
Yeah, I'm gonna spell the
You prevailed.
upper memories. Yeah.
Savior of Olympus. What can we do?
Okay.
Rubbish for recycling. Tonight's catch. Should be here soon enough. You mentioned holding on to ambrosia for the next celebratory occasion, so I wanted to donate more for when the time comes. To the next great victory of the unseen.
Oh, stop, Malinoe. Evidently neither of us knows what to do with themselves now, as you are so insistent on these most unnecessary gifts. Leave me in peace.
I wasn't trying to upset you. Did you truly wish for me to stay there in the house that much? With Mother and Father? Where I belong, you always said.
Purge that poison thought at once. I taught you a great deal in some respects, but to the detriment of your experience in other walks of life.
I learned quickly.
The fire thief Prometheus insists on barring your path toward the mountain summit still. What nonsense has he filled your head with recently?
He seems to bear a deep sense of responsibility and guilt for mortal kind. I'm concerned he aims to spread dissension in our ranks. Some shades who serve our cause must harbor sympathies.
It sounds to me as though you are beginning to harbor such sympathies yourself. Do not be deceived by his lofty claims. He sided with our enemy and made that clear.
Yes, understood.
All hail the Monster Slayer.
Odysseus, I need your counsel and discretion on something. Prometheus has an ally whom I thought was on my family side. I faced them together near the mountain summit, where the smoke is thick. But I mustn't say who.
Quite the report, all right. And I have my suspicions as to whom you mean. Well, certainly the gods must know, at least Master Hermes. Or do you reckon that they're unaware?
Oh yeah, I fought Hercules with while also fighting Prometheus.
I don't think they realize that perhaps Hermes does and won't let on. Prometheus said I wouldn't tell a soul who it was because of the harm that doing so would bring. Do you think he's telling the truth?
It definitely makes a whole heck of a lot more harder.
We had best treat it as the truth for now, unless you believe this ally poses an imminent threat to your family. Are you in a position to further investigate?
I think so.
Hi, Melly.
Give me a prize.
Nightshade.
The war with Kronos, it's really over, eh? The energy about this place is different. Tension's gone. The other shades practically bouncing up and down. You did it.
Perhaps, but there's still more to be done. Preventative measures to ensure what happened never can occur again.
Melly, can't you give yourself a break? Your task is finally complete. What are you going to do now with the whole rest of your existence ahead of you?
I said there's still more to be done.
I didn't mean... Sorry.
Need something? Another prophecy.
Seek to know who trained you.
I'm part of the way there. You.
There's no way she could. Oh, hey!
To the Honorable Commander Skelemius, Ward of the Bloodline of Hades, the fate-appointed Regent of the Underworld. May this ambrosia forever guarantee your service for as long as you are willing to provide it.
Did you just grant me tenure in the family's name, kiddo? Can you even do that? And also, why?
I'm Princess of the Underworld. I'm well within my right. And as for why, I said before that I do not take loyalty for granted. I wanted you to know I meant it.
Look, I didn't really think you were gonna replace me or anything, but it means a lot you do all that for me. I know I helped teach you to hit real hard, kiddo, but I never thought you'd get me right in the heart.
Thank you for everything, Commander.
Just doing what they pay me for.
You're being paid for this?
No.
Show me what you can do.
What's up? Ow. Yep.
Through Athera.
Mm-hmm.
Another possibility.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to.
Prometheus and Heracles turns out that...
I'm gonna undo that because it looks like I gave him a gift.
Another possibility. Special delivery for you, Lord Hermes. You've aided me more times than I can count and encouraged me every step of the way. I could never have come this far this quickly otherwise.
Hey, ambrosia, just what I always wanted. Not seen it very often recently, nor the feasting that tends to go with it. Though at this rate, we might soon have more. Tasting, that is, which ought to be in your honor.
It must be a bean.
Prometheus and Heracles, turns out they're close, are they? Your full spat with them was shrouded by the dark, but I caught glimpses of it here and there. I need to know about these things, though doesn't mean I'll tell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, Suki. Bailey, come here. Please. I phoned Emily. Emma. Love you, Robin. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's something. Tula, catch. It's over. Another neck biter? Now.
I mean, there is like iframes and like in the middle of the dodge. It's part of this item I have. If I don't want something, I could just turn it into money.
I am practically impressed.
That works. Sure, why not?
Let's get them, Great Auntie.
Ooh. I will hit Poseidon twice. Is there be a chance of getting more loot? Ah.
You've seen it? Our mountain's like a cross between a
That sounds
luxurious
good.
palace and an impregnable fortress.
Where do you get a smash burger
So
taco?
legions of Kronos will be getting through these walls.
Oh, okay. Oh, you guys went up then.
Relax. Let's do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Shades, I release you.
Mm.
Lost.
Phones? Gold.
Hmm. Making me hungry, man.
Need shells.
Where have you been my whole life? Mm-hmm.
All laid to rest.
It's what it'll be is it will be a like a hammer thing. Mm-hmm.
Tonic? Gold.
So once I pick up the hammer, it'll be an upgrade then. No, actually, usually I don't.
A gift.
But since I have Scorch, it procs just as many times as I hit, so I have no reason to do the charge hit now. And so I only needed to do that now. But yeah, if I can make it, yeah, immediately come back, then be set, dude. Yeah. Oh, another run. Come on. So there, one of these makes it so there's a chance on when you pick stuff up, the second one drops, and that's what I'm trying to get.
More coming.
All the lunches and all the hot pockets, all the different varieties.
A boon.
Oh. Hmm. Alright, I could let's keep leveling that up. First I'll do double and I'll. Alright, I have 3 remaining. What's up?
Let's have a look around.
What's that? Hmm. That'll make it, alright, that'll make it very crispy. Oh yeah, it would. I mean, it's like, that's like asking would an air fryer cook a corn dog? I mean, would deep fryer cook a corn dog? You know, everything is all about time and temp, you know?
Lord Uncle.
Your latest victory means there's an even slimmer chance Typhon may haunt us, is that it? Perhaps these are the very possibilities Prometheus has always prattled on about. Well then, keep on eliminating undesirable outcomes one by one.
Oh. What? Alright, my last purge.
A golden opportunity.
Oh.
Alright. Walking away with all the money. Alright, and then I'm going after Moon, then Hammer.
One furlong left.
You could read the description what makes the sword a flowing sword. Probably some sort of evil spirit haunted or something.
Revol's empty. Let us together shine this night, O moon.
The Titan of Foresight is conspiring with Heracles. Perhaps their love of mortal kind unites them. That, or their relation to the gods. I felt they could have been each other's rivals, not your own. You have my light.
Actually, it wasn't bad at all. I always expect. I mean, no matter what, you're getting something. You're getting something very processed.
Yeah.
But I wasn't expecting it to be that good. No. It's always going to have to be pizza, like pepperoni pizza for me. Oh yeah, it's. You gonna be ready to read? All right.
The Master Craftsman's gift.
Thanks for me.
Barrier destroyed.
Yeah. He's he was
In the name of Hades.
the master smith.
Good evening, boatman.
Yeah, it's part of Diades, like something he left. Like he's no longer like. Let's see. Pretty much. See if they'll have. Yeah, they'll have. Yeah, they'll have the.
Think I smell her. Living here, it has its ups and downs. Lately, for instance, I don't get a lot of peace, though I sleep like a rock. I don't know, maybe I ought to move.
I wholeheartedly support that choice. Aren't you more accustomed to island living anyhow? This city life, even on the outskirts here, the pace is far too quick.
I know what you want me to do. Although I miss the island life now that you bring it up. Still got unwanted company sometimes, but not so much as now. You get it? Not the best meal I ever had.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I did not see you.
Best concentrate on him.
My sheep.
Gemstones from the earth.
Okay, I already used that, so now knuckle bones for story.
Looking forward to this. Now then.
something nearby.
Go, Tula. Caught out. Fine work.
It's more of like trying to figure out where the fates are.
Tula. For me. Delivery arrived. Here, Icarus.
Good night. Got you something?
Nicely done.
Hey, last we spoke in the crossroads, I didn't mean to upset you, Melly. It's just, I didn't realize you'd have to keep fighting like this.
You asked me what I was going to do with the rest of my existence, and it set me off. I've not thought that far ahead.
Well, it seems you don't need an answer anyway if you still have to keep heading up here. And probably down to the underworld as well.
There's certainly a comfort in routine, but I have to accept that this may be all I'm meant to do, all I'm proficient at.
You don't have to accept any such thing, Melly. All my father ever did was work, felt it was his calling. But you're not like him. Anyway, the rest of existence can wait. Let's make
Person
this
who did the
happen.
hammer is his
From there,
father.
right?
It's like part of their story. Like he like worked for the gods, and then like one of them, like I forgot who it was, but they actually locked him up in the tower, and his dad actually made him the wings. But then part of his story is then he flew too close to the sun.
That's the direction.
Yeah.
One night at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let me know how it goes.
I'm grateful, Icarus. Off he goes.
Yep. Wait for me to start reading. All right. King Jesus, thank you just for this beautiful day, this beautiful week. You're a good God. You know, as we step closer into Thanksgiving, there's so much that we could be thankful for you. We're thankful for that you have set it out to partner with humanity. We thank you for that. Amen. Yahweh appeared to him by the terebinth of Mamre when he was sitting at the entrance of the tent as the day grew hot. He looked up and saw, and there 3 men were standing opposite him. When he saw them, he ran to meet them from the door of the tent, bowed to the ground, and said, "My lords, if I have found favor in your eyes, do not pass by your servant, please. May someone get a little water, bathe your feet, rest under the tree. I must get a bite of food. Refresh yourselves. Then you can pass on, since you have passed near your servant." They said, "Yes, do as you said." Abraham hurried to the tent to Sarah and said, "Hurry, 3 measures of fine flour, knead it, make bread." Abraham ran to the herd, got a nice tender calf, and gave it to a boy, who hurried to prepare it. He got curds and milk and the calf that he had prepared and set it before them. It stood opposite them under the tree as they ate. They said to him, "Where is your wife Sarah?" He said, "There, in the tent." He said, "I'll definitely come back to you next year. Yes, there will be a son for your wife Sarah." Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in years. Sarah had stopped ministering in the way women do. So Sarah laughed to herself. "After I am withered, is there going to be enjoyment for me with my Lord old?" But Yahweh said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh, saying, am I really going to give birth when I am old? Is something too wondrous for Yahweh? At this season, I'll come back to you next year, and there will be a son for Sarah." Sarah lied, saying, "I did not laugh," because she was afraid. But he said, "No, you laughed." All right. What stood out to you? What do you like? Yep. Not trusting. But also, that's also part of the son's name. Is, I think, if I remember right, their son, Isaac, name is Laughter. But shows that Yahweh is still faithful to his commitment. And here in hospitality, he is definitely entertaining people with authority. One of my friends thinks she may once have met an angel. She was driving to work along a stretch of road surrounded by open lane in a well-to-do part of the Los Angeles area, and she passed someone who looked rather like a homeless man walking his bicycle. It was not a place where she regularly saw bicycles, and it was not clear what the man would be doing there and why he would be walking. She felt compelled to turn back and, against her usual principle, to give him some money. When he looked at her through the driver's window, his eyes were radiant, glowing almost. She said, "As I drove on to work, I said to myself that was an angel, and I felt a bit shaken up." It is a plausible notion. It overlaps with, or turns upside down, the premise of a long-running TV series, Touched by an Angel. When we arrived in the United States, I was astounded to find such a program on network television, and also astounded to discover that it got angels right. The word angels tend to suggest female figures with wings and flowing white dresses. The angels or aides in the Bible are not like that. They are human-like. You may not realize you have met one, at least at first, hence the comment in Hebrews 13 about entertaining angels unawares. The angel in Touched by an Angel looked human, except, if I remember right, that a glow appeared around them when they reveal themselves to be more than just the human beings they have so far seemed to be, as they have been seeking to help someone with a crisis in their life. In a similar way, director Wim Wenders portrayed 2 angels who look after Berlin in his film Wings of Desire as middle-aged men in shabby raincoats. One of them starts to glow, at least the movie goes Technicolor, when he realizes his desire to become a human being. Genesis 18 begins by telling us that God appeared to Abraham. But this is the headline to the story. And it'll be some time before Abraham realizes the identity of his mysterious visitor. When three human-like figures show up at his encampment, there is nothing to suggest that they are anything other than three men. It is often said that Abraham offers them typical desert hospitality, though his hospitality looks more extravagant than anything anyone would regularly offer. If they were three men who needed just a burger to keep them going for the next leg of their journey, their eyes would surely roll when they realized Abraham was setting about killing the fat calf. And one dare not think what the assertive but 90-year-old Sarah mutters when Abraham rushes in with the message, "I need you to bake 3 loaves, and I need them now!" It is said that when the prodigal father runs out to meet the prodigal son, he is behaving with a lack of dignity that would be unaccustomed for a respectable Middle Eastern man. And the same would apply to Abraham. In other words, the entire story underlines the extravagant nature of Abraham's hospitality. The question, "Where is Sarah?" relates to the fact that the message that follows is directed to her as much as to Abraham. Perhaps it is in keeping with the norms of the culture that strange men and the woman of the household stay somewhat distant from each other. And maybe that stopped people from getting into some of the messes we get into with our more relaxed attitude to relations between the sexes. But the spokesman for the 3 visitors wants to make sure she hears what he says. He speaks to Abraham, but he speaks about Sarah as much as about Abraham. That had been so in Genesis 17, but there was no mention of Sarah as being party to what God said. Here, God makes sure that she is. Keeping her ears pricked just inside the tent will do. What she hears makes her laugh, as Abraham had laughed on that occasion in Genesis 17. But Sarah's laugh is less ambiguous. What the man says is just impossible. She knows her own body. It is not clear whether she is commenting on the likelihood of her having sexual pleasure or the unlikelihood of her experiencing the joy of motherhood. In response to that, God speaks, as we might have guessed in light of the story's headline. The spokesman is the one among the 3 who is or who represents God. But again, this is something the audience gets to know because the storyteller makes it explicit. Neither Abraham nor Sarah know. Though maybe the explicit reference to God points to the likelihood of their starting to realize that these are not just 3 ordinary passerby. On the other hand, the person who the storyteller has told us is God refers to God in the 3rd person. Is something too wondrous for Yahweh? This suggests that at most it would be only a growing realization. Sarah's skepticism is understandable. It will take a miracle to bring about what this man says. Somehow, Sarah has to break out of her framework of expectations for what is possible. Let's suppose she will accept that nothing is too wondrous for God to bring about. She would also know that God is economic with miracles. They will not be called wonders if they happen every day. I can perhaps accept that they happen extraordinary to other people, but when someone starts suggesting I am about to experience one, accepting that is a different matter. God has no sympathy with his logic, but neither does God say, well, if you don't believe, it won't happen. Human faith is neither here nor there. What counts is God's intention. The existence of Ishmael makes no difference to God's intention to do something wondrous through Sarah. And the disbelief of Sarah makes no difference either. This puts us in our place and rescues us from the burden and guilt of thinking that everything depends on us. Somehow Sarah has indeed worked out that there is something more to these 3 visitors, or at least to the spokesman, and she is afraid. You do not have to be afraid just because 3 ordinary crazies show up at your tent with an implausible message from God. Her fear tells us she knows she has gotten into something scary. Illogically, she tries to talk her way out of the situation, but she cannot do so. Even that does not put God off from giving her the gift of a child, because it's not about her. It's about God's purpose. Oos. All right. What stood out to you? What you liked? Nothing. I do love this, the focus on when God, Yahweh wants to do something, even when we, like, his work is not contingent on our belief and our lack of belief per se. You know what I mean, Jane Bean? So yeah, that's what I like. All right. Bible Project. Bible Project. So we did the public reading of scripture last time.
The Gospel according to Matthew. It's one of the earliest official accounts about Jesus of Nazareth, his life, his death, and his resurrection. The book itself is anonymous, but the earliest reliable tradition links it to Matthew the tax collector, who was one of the 12 apostles that Jesus appointed, and he actually appears within the book itself. For about 30 to 40 years, the apostles orally taught and passed on their eyewitness accounts about Jesus, along with his teachings that they had all memorized. And Matthew has then collected and arranged all these into this amazing tapestry and designed the book to highlight certain themes about Jesus. In this video, we're just going to cover the first half of the book. Specifically, Matthew wants to show how Jesus is the continuation and fulfillment of the whole biblical story about God and Israel. That Jesus is the Messiah from the line of David, that he is a new authoritative teacher like Moses, and not only that, Jesus is God with us, or in Hebrew, Emmanuel. And Matthew's designed this book with an introduction and then a conclusion, and these act like a frame around 5 clear sections right here in the center, each of which concludes with a long block of Jesus' teaching. Now this design is very intentional and it's amazing. Just watch how this works. Chapters 1 through 3, they set the stage by attaching Jesus' story right onto the storyline of the Old Testament scriptures. So Matthew opens with a genealogy about Jesus that highlights how he is from the messianic line of the son of David, and he's a son of Abraham. That means he's going to bring God's blessing to all of the nations. After that, we get the famous story about Jesus' birth and how all of the events fulfilled the Old Testament prophetic promises, that the nations would come and honor the Messiah, that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem, but even more than that, Jesus' conception by the Holy Spirit, his name Emmanuel, all these work together to show that Jesus is no mere human. He is God with us, God become human. So you can see 2 of Matthew's key themes right here in the introduction. He's from the line of David, he's Emmanuel. But Matthew also wants to show how Jesus is a new Moses. So like Moses, Jesus came up out of Egypt, he passed through the waters of baptism, and he entered into the wilderness for 40 days. And then Jesus goes up onto a mountain to deliver his new teaching. So through all of this, Matthew is claiming that Jesus is the promised greater than Moses figure who's going to deliver Israel from slavery. He's going to give them new divine teaching. He's going to save them from their sins and bring about a new covenant relationship between God and his people. This Moses and Jesus parallel also explains why Matthew has structured the center of the book the way that he did. These 5 main parts highlight Jesus as a teacher. And he's created a parallel. Jesus as a teacher parallels the 5 books of Moses. Jesus is the new authoritative covenant teacher who's going to fulfill the storyline of the Torah. Now in the first section, chapters 4 to 7, Jesus steps onto the scene announcing the arrival of God's kingdom. And this is really key. The kingdom is in essence about God's rescue operation for his whole world. And it's taking place through King Jesus. Jesus has come to confront evil, especially spiritual evil, and its whole legacy of demon oppression and disease and death. Jesus has come to restore God's rule and reign over the whole world by creating a new family of people who will follow him, obey his teachings, and live under his rule. So, after Jesus begins healing people and forming a movement, a community, he takes his followers out to a mountain or a hillside, and he delivers his first big block of teaching, traditionally called the Sermon on the Mount. And here Jesus explores what it looks like to follow him and live in God's kingdom. And it's an upside-down kingdom where there are no privileged members. So the poor, the nobodies, the wealthy, the religious, everybody is invited and is called to turn, to repent, and to follow Jesus and join his family. Jesus says that he's not here to set aside the commands of the Torah or the Old Testament. Rather, he's here to fulfill all of that through his life, through his teachings. He's here to transform the hearts of his people so that they can truly love God and love their neighbor, including their enemy. After concluding his great teaching on the kingdom, the next section shows Jesus bringing the kingdom into reality in the day-to-day lives of people. So Matthew's arranged here 9 stories about Jesus bringing the power of God's kingdom into the lives of hurting, broken people. There are 3 groups of 3 stories, and they're all about people who are sick or have broken bodies or they're in danger, and Jesus heals or saves them by these acts of grace and power. And then right in between these triads, we find 2 parallel stories about Jesus' call that people should follow him. Matthew's making a point here. One can only experience the power of Jesus' grace by following him and becoming his disciple. Now, after Matthew has shown the power of the kingdom through Jesus, Jesus then extends his reach by sending out the 12 disciples who are going to go do what he's been doing. And this leads to the second large block of teaching, chapter 10. And here, Jesus teaches his disciples how to announce the kingdom and what to expect once they do. Many among Israel are accepting Jesus and his offer of the kingdom, but Israel's leaders, they aren't. They stand to lose a lot if they repent and become disciples of Jesus. And so Jesus knows they're going to reject him and persecute his followers, which is exactly what happens. In the next section, chapters 11 through 13, Matthew has collected a group of stories about how people are responding to Jesus and his message, and it's a mixed bag. So some stories are positive. People love Jesus and they think he's the Messiah. Others are more neutral, like John the Baptist, or even the members of Jesus' own family. And they make it clear that Jesus is not what they expected. And then you have Israel's leaders. They're entirely negative. You have the Pharisees and the Bible scholars. They all reject Jesus together. They think he's a false teacher. He's leading the people astray. They think he's blasphemous in these exalted claims he's making about himself. But Jesus isn't surprised or thrown by all these diverse responses. In fact, he focuses on it in the third block of teaching, chapter 13. Here, Matthew's collected together a bunch of Jesus' parables about the kingdom, like about a farmer throwing seed on 4 types of soil, or about a mustard seed, or a pearl or buried treasure. These parables are like a commentary on the stories that you've just read in chapters 11 and 12. Some people are accepting Jesus with enthusiasm. Others are rejecting him. But God's kingdom is of ultimate value, and it will not stop spreading despite all of these obstacles. So that's the first half of the gospel according to Matthew. Now here's a few more things to look for as you read through these chapters. Matthew's presenting Jesus, remember, as the continuation and fulfillment of the Old Testament storyline. So look for how he weaves in quotations from the Old Testament scriptures. And what you'll find is that they're placed at strategic points in the story, explaining more about Jesus and his identity. So stop, take time to go look up these references and read them in their Old Testament context. And most often you'll discover really cool, interesting connections. Lastly, pay attention to the types of people who accept Jesus and follow him. And you'll see that it's most often people who are unimportant, they're nobodies, or they're irreligious. And these are the people who are transformed by their trust or faith in Jesus and follow him. And it's the religious and the prideful who are offended by him. So how is this tension between Jesus and Israel's leaders going to play itself out? That's what the second half of Matthew is all about.
All right, friend. What do you like? What stood out to you? Yeah. And through faith, they are transformed. That's just a beautiful thing. As he takes the people who are whacked like me and transforms them. Praise King Jesus. All right. We can start, my friend. All right, I'll be right back. Dude, this cup holder's coming in clutch already. Yeah. It's like one of those things, like, I could have gotten that for a cup holder.
Yeah, I could have gotten that instead of a wallet I attached to my phone.
Well, that was free.
Oh.
Seeking sands. We shall come with.
Well,
Manifest your desire.
one with Selene.
And another!
Better. The messenger. Tula now.
Look at what I found.
Lord Charon.
Ahoy there, my niece. Underworld, he can't sail to this mountaintop. Unless he fashions for himself a craft that sails on air, he shall be relegated to my waters. But how then did he get his goods up here?
surging on. I accept this contract.
I beg your pardon.
Brother.
There came a point in my security specialist career when my victories became too numerous to count. So thanks for last time, reminding me about defeat.
You're very welcome. And likewise have my own defeats become a little less common recently. Though I don't know where that leaves us. Somebody always has to lose here.
The Shades would never tolerate it any other way. Well, let's make this a victory or defeat to never forget. Congratulations, Minanui, for I have deemed you blasted strong. Well above rather strong on my scale.
Thank you, brother. I try. Do you normally even win anything when you prevail in this place?
Usually just darkness, but I do have something for you here. I've always wanted to give somebody one of these.
A keepsake of some sort? Thank you.
Occupational hazard.
Does this mean I'm the champion? There. Where were we?
And another!
Good. Olympus, I accept this message. There. of the line.
Look who!
You have yet to be late for our clashes even once. No matter how quickly I reach these shores, you're here first. But your goal is to be less dependable, not more.
My goal is never to have a goal in my life. It's just, I'm going through some sort of phase, I think. All the competition with you and Nemi must have got to me.
And what is it you think we're competing for? First to be forced back to the depths of the underworld?
Never said it's you I'm competing with, babe. And you know what I realize about this whole thing we've got going on? Discipline and disorder go hand in hand. Got you!
How's that? Knife.
Here comes the punch of the night.
Not finished.
Aw, really? Here I am. Sorry. Here.
Ugh.
We've got to do this again sometime, okay?
It turned out to be such a
Should
good
have
run too.
blasted at my expense again.
You're awake.
Here's a big one.
As far as I can tell, the number of warships headed for Olympus has remained roughly the same night after night. Their mission doesn't seem to be affected in the slightest.
Their aim is to cut off the waterways and spread the limited attention of Olympus thin. Continue to disrupt them as you can, my lad. Though if the Harpies flock too thick, fall back.
You got it, sir. Those ships are ill-equipped against attackers from the sky, and the Harpies haven't caught up with me yet. All right, I'm off.
Good hunting out there.
Ready to come out? The oath. Should be a lively evening. Strength, knowledge, patience.
We're headed down to check on your mother and father, my dear. The House of Hades probably could use your touch. If only my own children would be so considerate. Though I suppose they are still aiding you.
Some assistance, please. And caught. Another MOBA. For me. Almighty Chaos?
I trust you are to thank for having shaken my son Hypnos from his slumber and compelled him to return. He had been doing fairly well in his responsibilities, up to a certain point.
Please forgive him, O Knight. He must have fallen into such a state as a defensive response when the Titan Kronos struck. I am relieved he's well, assuming that he is.
He is himself. His brother Thanatos is pleased to have him back, as is your own. Thank you for looking after him.
Of course. Seeds.
Queen Hera of Olympus. She has usurped the power over creation herself. Mortals worship her, begging her favor as they bond and bring their offspring into being. She must enjoy the attention.
Yes.
Providing covering fire. You insist.
That's all of them. Hey, you have an animal companion now. Mine would be with me too, except they won't set foot in the underworld while they still draw breath. Except these birds, which do not seem to care.
And I suppose they have other excuses for Aphira? Some companions they are, leaving you to your devices here.
They're just like us for the most part, except quieter usually. You take good care of yours for me, all right? Here's what I have. Smart. Go unseen.
Good hunting.
Silken finery. Got some cocoons for you.
Regarding your curse, Arachne, Headmistress discovered who created it. So if you require closure on this aspect of your life, come visit at the crossroads. But such knowledge may be a curse all its own, so choose carefully, please.
Oh, why... I suppose that I'll be giving that some thought. What would I even do different knowing something like that? Give me some time, all right, my friend? All in an evening's work.
Keep on spinning. The mighty Moonstone. I'd like to see my brother, so I accept these terms. Hello, brother. Will I ever see you again beyond the confines of this crowded competitive arena? We ought to be sharing ambrosia, rather than trying to kill one another for sport.
Nobody knows but the Fates, and from what I've recently been hearing, perhaps not even them. As for the ambrosia, you've already got a keepsake from me, so no need.
What? Nectar and ambrosia aren't just for barter. You of everyone must understand the value of forging strong bonds with relatives, comrades, and loved ones.
Of course, but we've been through quite a bit together at this point, and I've known you since before you were born. But here, we can make it official if you like.
Well, all right then. Now to the death?
Death. Oh, close enough.
For silken armor.
Don't blink.
To recharge.
Now.
Go, Tula.
Oh.
I can't do that again.
You're strong, Melanui, but as it turns out, I am also strong.
Nah.
Ugh, next match is mine, brother.
Ready for more?
Interesting.
I rise again.
I'd like to hear this one.
All right, all right. Apollo had a lot to do with this one, but I still like it, and it reminds me of how we all got to soar together through the sky. Join.
In the
when the sun begins to rise. Eris is gone.
I'm managing, Princess.
What do I need?
Good evening.
Some more recycling.
What is your bidding? Back to the abyss.
How about this?
Very well.
The shades in the tavern all the time are gonna love these.
Let's make it happen.
Yes!
These tables seem like they would fit the place quite well.
Anything else?
This seems promising.
Gotcha.
Priests like going where they please. It may as well be here.
Should add an extra something something to this place.
How about this?
Sure.
This can become a haven for more than just shades.
I mean, I guess.
Next renewal.
Yep. Bulk deal on Cyclops jerky, though don't ask where we got it. Whoa there.
Hi, everyone. I don't suppose you'd be willing to head to the fishing pier with me again. Good place to occupy our minds with other matters for a little while.
That it can be. Then very well. There is aught I wish to speak with you about besides. You truly believe I wish to rid myself of you? Either that, or you sought to wound me more deeply with your words than you're able to with the nocturnal arms.
I'm sorry, Headmistress. It's just... At the house, I realized I didn't just want my family back. I wanted you to be happy. But I felt like you were pushing me away.
My happiness is neither your responsibility, nor is it within your grasp. And 'tis I who ought to apologize for all that I put you through. Forgive me.
Never apologize when you are not at fault, you used to say. You were never easy on me, but also were never cruel. You taught me the difference among so many things.
Lack of cruelty is not the highest standard. At any rate, evidently, I've taught you enough. I still shall challenge you in Erebus for sake of fitness and attunement, but in time, perhaps you shall refer to me not by title, but by name.
Not as Headmistress, but as Hecate. That shall take a while. To think I used to use your name so casually when I was little. Much comes full circle with time.
More than you know. Now, let us shift our focus to the river denizens, getting too close a listen for their own good.
What's up?
Out with you.
It's something.
That was a pleasant enough outing, but speak not to me of happiness again. It is a foolish thing with which to be concerned. Byproduct of fulfillment, nothing more.
Of course. Thank you, Headmistress. Hecate. What say the ashes? Which one?
Them sacrilege.
Ignium were forged together in flame.
Did you do it?
You need to tell me.
Such intricate work.
I know the sound of that gate well. The second gift of the veil is almost within reach. Could actually just go right up and touch it. But anyway, are you prepared to use the oath and go the other way?
I don't mean to leave you in suspense, Commander, but we'll just have to see.
I shall be waiting here with the equivalent of bated breath.
Dare I take the vows? Into the night.
Perhaps I misjudged your woodsy cousin Artemis. To think that she found you. I was certain she was merely gallivanting with her nymph friends rather than being of use.
On the house.
I see. My silver shines.
A wandering dead who cannot find her peace.
That's it. Lady
It's
Medea.
not for your despair, but to rejoice. Vast is the breadth of our craft, isn't it, sorcerers? For all of your studies with great Hecate, I suspect you've scarce learned anything about my areas of expertise.
You're right that my experience is no match for yours, Lady Medea. I've spent very little time with mortals. Still living ones, that is.
Of late, I'm spending little time with the still living ones myself. Most are highly susceptible to insinuation, or at least to certain types of toxins, easily administered in food or drink. Of course.
Thank you. Shades, you're free. Olympus, I accept this message. Cool and brisk. Let's get the lay of the land. shades are getting out of there.
Got some business to attend to, so let's get you on your way.
Let's pick up the pace.
That's a bit rough with the Hollow Knight.
Olympus.
We could have scoured all our surface foes by now, but Kronos claims they're needed still. That you must face them as you previously did, to draw out remnant possibilities of Typhon to destroy. As long as you are willing, niece.
I understand that the prefects are held against their will. I would be more concerned for them, except perhaps this means that war itself shall finally be the sole determiner of its results.
Be gone.
So,
Of course. Of course.
That was the last of them.
I guess they did.
As expected.
We breathe, we bleed, we rest, we start anew. Did we create this cycle, or are we merely part of it?
Together we shine.
As you require.
Okay. Hear me, on my authority. Be safe, Lord Charon.
What a night. Funny, running into you again and again like this. It's made for some of the best sleep I've got in years.
Is that so? Well, it would be even easier for me to knock you out cold if you didn't fight back.
Ah, the fight's what does the trick. I don't give it my all. I don't get that deep, relaxing slumber afterwards, or the opportunity to get a hearty meal.
Oof. Oh my gosh, I'm taking too many risks. Oh my god, Manta.
See you some other night then, sorceress.
I had an amazing first run today, and other than that, like, I got too confident.
I was so close.
I have no idea. Trick or Treat Miss, I mean, it just seems like it's just talking about Halloween.
There's something new here.
Little star.
This can't be. Titaness, whatever do you mean? Because if you meant what you said, why... all those times you told me that I'm welcome here and safe. All lies then. Is that it?
Your anger's justified. It was my poison that Athena used whilst cursing you. The curse is hers, not mine. I've no desire that you knew any of this. Melinoe, however, swayed me against my instincts.
I don't know what to say. So this is your fault. Athena never could have done this to me without your help. You Titans and the gods, you're all alike. Good evening.
Arachne, be reasonable.
Careful with this one. No curse tonight. Another keepsake, perhaps.
Let us step on the path to perfection.
Commander, if I'm to trust you as I always have, then I need to know that you are not concealing anything from me. If you fear reprisal, I swear to vouch for you and protect you.
My fear, young one, is that if I share the knowledge you desire, you shall never again look upon me in the same way, which may not be so good for either one of us.
I would rather look upon you knowing you are honest with me. And for my part, I shall not betray your confidentiality.
Well, all right. I am not exactly the commander whom you take me for. Nay, I was much more than that. King Skelememnon, I was called. But I was even more than that as well, for your own papa hand-selected me as one of his 3 judges of the dead.
Hmm? Hmm. Yeah. Hmm.
Commander, that's incredible. So then, after the underworld fell, you went into hiding here.
Yes, that is correct. And our enemies, they have pursued me ever since. No one must know my whereabouts. Not your father, your brother, nobody.
Why can't my father or my brother know? Surely they'd want to hear you're safe.
No, leave the clandestine communications to me.
I always thought my father did the judging on his own.
He did a good amount.
For the unseen. Commencing. For my family.
Artemis says you're rather musically inclined. Runs in the family. Even your parents have an ear for it, what with Orpheus as their court musician. It is the best I ever taught.
Sure.
I release you. Whalers again.
Makes sense. It's what you do if you saw someone on a 21 kill streak.
Surprise, but I didn't expect we'd like you. Which is to say, you're young, you've got your different customs and whatnot. We can be hard to get along with, but you're doing it.
Hit me then. You called?
Beings ever-changing in a way. The particles that form us die and are reborn. From my observance of your relatives and their unusual custom, I have attempted to extrapolate a form more suitable to them, and perhaps you. You shall affect your chances to succeed.
Could Hades and Persephone now rest upon their rightful thrones once more? Your brother Zagreus, the goddess Nyx, and all the rest, they're also doing well? Such an ordeal you helped them to withstand.
Right. Look upon me. Be at peace. Headmistress.
My point, Arachne, is I've no intention to deflect blame for what I've done. And although I cannot rescind my actions, know that your safety in these woods is guaranteed.
I do appreciate your candor in this, Titaness. However, if my safety now is your concern, you can begin by showing yourself out. With all due respect.
Very well. I shan't intrude upon your home again. Good evening.
Another customer already. You just missed the great big witch. Not often that I am honored with her presence. Next you see her out there, give her a good one for me, would you?
All right, Chai, we're at time. Oh. All right. So
until we meet again. Chaos Boon just changed. To be unseen is to become as mist. Come on, cat. An even trade. Tula, be my guest. Come on out. Freshly caught. Wastrels. Greater strength. You feel that, Zorafat? I draw you down, O moon. Lend me your light.
This gift of magic does not come from me, but from within. Yet it is also true my luminance awakens innate possibility. An ill-kept secret, even mortals of the surface know. Which suits you?
I appreciate your candor with Arachne, Headmistress. You must have known full well that she would not forgive you.
Far easier to beg forgiveness than to dole it out. As you grow longer in years, you too shall have relationships that cannot be repaired.
forward.
Which keepsake now?
This bottle's golden hue. I cannot imagine a more beauteous color, truly. In this life, I did not realize Olympus delighted in gold the way I do. Although you seem to prefer silver, granddaughter.
I always have. We work under the moon and stars. The sheen of silver reminds me of them. But gold now reminds me of Apollo, I suppose, and he is quite approachable, in case you haven't met.
Apollo, the musician. He seemed a talented young lad. Your father and his brother Zeus were generous enough to give me an opportunity to be of some small service to the underworld. The Isles of the Blessed are the finest spots in all Elysium, and I shall certainly keep them that way.
That's a high honor you've been given, Grandfather. Some of the greatest mortal heroes must be there. Shall the new responsibility leave you with time enough to meet like this?
Oh, I should think it shall be more convenient than before. Elysium is really not that far. You shall have to visit at some point, once your father's underworld renovations are complete, which I suppose may take another age.
Father does seem the exacting type. Well, all the best in the new role. Fate's willing. See you soon in Tartarus.
Retrace your steps.
There's something. As Father would have wanted. Closer to Tartarus. At least my feet are clean.
Much obliged. For certain.
Won't do for all the rest taking old Hestia for a pushover in matters such as this. So I've got to burn you up a bit.
Here she comes.
letting you off with a little warning.
Something there. In the name of Hades. I accept these terms, I think.
Oh, hello. So where exactly are these crossroads where you're from? I feel as though as security specialist I ought to have been fully disclosed by this point.
Well, the crossroads are in Erebus, but simply knowing that won't help with locating the place. Have Mother and Father not informed you?
No, they're probably concerned that if I ever went, I'd want to stay if you like it so much. That or they're trying to protect your secrecy. Oh well, we can see each other here. Prizes for your victory.
That's all right. I still have the contract as an added benefit. Free goods from Charon's shop is nothing to scoff at.
I'm glad you feel that way. I ought to head on back. Next stop, Tartarus.
Well fought, big brother.
The stunned and elated onlookers of Elysium gaze upon the seldom-seen princess, having heard only the terrifying rumors of her fury, and paid witness to it all firsthand.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. And I'm back. Tula, fish. Victory. You did it, Tula. Chaos seeks me. By the will of Chaos. see you.
As you will.
This one, please.
The gals and I decided recently we need a product line. Authentic tokens of our breathtaking performances our fans can purchase for a reasonable price after the show. But we can't sell them with you getting in our way.
You're the ones getting in my way. I never chose to have these fights. What do I care if you sell war scrolls and such to audience members who have resources to spare?
How did you know that we offer wall scrolls? Oh, you probably already got some of our merchandise and want it all to yourself. Well, if you want special treatment, come get it. And here we go!
Keep practicing. Sure. The Siren's Ready room. Interesting. to the fields. Caught out. Cheer up, Sobby. No escape. This is a void skate.
Return now whence you came.
Your magic against mine. That's enough slithering about. There. Olympus, I accept this message. Border there. Go, Tula. This corruption. Foolish. In the name of Hades. That chaos curse of mine is finally gone. Echo, I have to talk to you.
I have to talk to you, to talk to you, to talk to you.
I was able to assist Narcissus with a certain plight, and you seem to have let go of him yourself. But as for you, the way you are, I sense that you don't ever want to change.
Don't ever want to change. I don't ever want to change. I don't ever want to change.
We each are cursed with our experiences. I am nothing without mine. Thank you for reflecting my thoughts and sharing your feelings, Echo. But are you all right to remain here?
All right to remain here. All right to remain here. All right to remain.
Such a power.
Power, power, power.
I suppose not even nectar is enough to lift the mood here. Though you're surrounded by stone monuments at least. If you're from the mountains, perhaps it's like being at home.
It's like being at home, like being at home, like being at home.
Flourish and reveal my path. Something changed about my chaos boon. A little sobby.
The path you face.
Where's the last one? Nemesis.
Get set to fight as though there's something you could buy from Charon on the line. They have this coming.
Race you.
Easy. Got me again somehow. I broke a sweat? I broke a sweat. That never happens. Those were weaklings. Oh, damn.
What's the matter, Nem? Are you all right? Our foes may have resorted to using poisons and such if I could look at any superficial wounds.
Don't touch me. It's not that. Now get on with it.
Hey!
Get lost.
Superior might. Valuable enough.
At your service.
No getting used to that. Covered in magma now. The vow of rivals caused all this? Which infernal pit did you come from?
ensuring time flows freely forth apparently requires cleaning up the mired Hound of Hell.
Return now to your master and abode.
The fear-invoking greater demons that took hold of Cerberus have scattered into dark recesses, terrified perhaps by the sheer might of our princess.
I don't even really mind the heat. Done there. Authorized personnel only.
Melenui?
The old traditions. Unseen. Kronos awaits. Should be a clear path to the house.
Mission granted to the Princess of the Underworld.
All this gold. What has become of Tartarus? The Titan Kronos rendered it almost entirely unrecognizable.
Perhaps when next I use the Gorgon amulet to summon you here, you could ask him yourself, Lady Athena.
Oh, would that I could and the amulet were even stronger. But all strategies have limitations. My blessing rather than my presence shall have to do as you approach your goal. The might and fury of Olympus be with you. To your continued success.
You hungry, Zorfet? Merely a snack. Let me show you the way. Rest easy now. Family.
It's you.
You're here.
Somehow the Princess of the Underworld has worked her magic on the Hound of Hell.
You know me now, don't you?
He does.
Thank you, daughter. We could certainly make use of this. Hades had a particular idea for it, in fact.
If you would permit it, daughter, I would offer up such nectar to the Shades assisting in the underworld renovations underway, as an added token of appreciation for their toil. Is that acceptable to you?
Of course, Father. It's yours to do with as you please, and I can think of no finer purpose for it than to reward those Shades who have remained loyal to us through all this.
I asked your father to prioritize the renovation of this chamber, if this is to be the place where we meet up now and again. And do you know what he said?
I merely said we ought to leave this chamber's updating for last, for I would not erase the memory of how it is, though perhaps it shall remain this way for ages at the current rate.
few more chambers still.
Aid from a relative of yours. Your path has led to a
The light of the sun.
I swore an oath.
Music to my ears.
Enough of this.
No hiding from this light.
Tula now. I see it. There. What wants this place? Come forth. Focus, Mel.
Cheers.
Not really mad at you, dearie, but I don't have the energy right now to go against the daft traditions that we have.
Let's take it easy now.
Shine so bright it hurts.
bothered for too long about this sort of thing. So let's just carry on.
I grow strong.
Time for a dazzling display.
Go on, Tula. Victory. This is a Styxion. The sheer might of the moon.
The river Styx here once again flows red, as well it had in ages past, pouring still into the underworld's heart, even whilst all through Tartarus, the Titan's gold yet glimmers.
Not forever, it won't. Hear me, on my authority. In we go.
See you shortly.
Oh, hello.
We meet again, my girl. What have you done? To the father of all monsters, what have you done? Oh, he is nowhere to be found.
Such details are none of your concern, wretch. Know only that you're next. May your final moments be in pain.
You speak to me of pain. I can lock you with it for eternity. You shall come to understand it even better than I. You overstep, Hades. Come forth, my subjects. History repeats. This ends now.
Shine so bright it hurts.
Too much blasted light.
The light of the sun.
I struck not even once. May time flow freely forth. Imposter, how did you?
For the unseen. More of this sand.
Perhaps Perhaps after this point, the three fates suddenly appear and say, "Well done, Malinois. But we shall now take care of everything." And then they do. How happy of an outcome that would be.
Return to Shadow now. Not a bad night, I guess.
Heard the good news.
Could use the bones.
This place is weird.
Yes, that's it. Not eligible. Headmistress, you cursed my friend. Poisoned her. You taught me never to be quick to judge, so help me understand.
Understand, then, that my allegiance forcibly is with the gods, not with arrogant mortals. You did not know the Arachne of old. She has been humbled in her current form.
Then she has learned her lesson. Please, help me change her back.
I told you 'tis a matter between her and Athena. For my part, I merely can express regret. To you, as well as her. Perhaps in time, Athena herself may thus be swayed.
But...
Did it again. Sounds like your father's house is back in some semblance of order. Always wanted to visit if ever I could, if only to greet an old comrade or two from the war.
I'd also like to visit again, but there's no telling when, if ever, we would have that chance, so long as we're unseen. Officially, they're not even supposed to know we're here.
I know, but it doesn't make the desire go away. At any rate, as long as the servants of the king and queen are well, perhaps our paths shall later cross, who knows?
The Fates?
Got him, huh?
Or Prometheus, I...
Still sticking to the underworld even with the task complete. There must be lots of catching up to do on the surface.
Hecate says conditions have to be just right for whatever it is you're trying to do now. Wouldn't want to throw anything off.
Appreciate the help. It's just, I thought you missed being up there, and mortal kind must miss you too. A lot of undeservedness to be addressed.
Keenly aware, thanks. I'll get back to it after the underworld's in a better spot. Besides, I think your family's paying close attention to what's going on up there.
They probably are. Drink of the earth.
I'll watch that one.
What say the cards this eve? Yes.
I, for one, was certain she'd prevail.
The depths of the silver pool.
Thy will be done.
For the realm. Night and darkness guide me. Cold up here.
Surely you would not admit to this, but your father has been through quite an ordeal. Worse perhaps than any of us. But he and your mother have weathered difficult times before, and each time they have grown from it.